the lost kingdom of Africa. Now, you will be wondering, why did I choose to talk about Carthage? I know not many Africans know about Carthage. Our leader, in one of his broadcasts, have mentioned something related to Carthage, though I don't think he mentioned Carthage, but he said something which I am also going to say here. I'm going to elaborate. Now, where was Carthage located? Carthage was a kingdom in Africa, or more or less an empire in Africa around Tunisia area. It was located around the areas that is called Tunisia today. Carthage was a very powerful empire that controlled business along the Mediterranean. Carthage, the empire Carthage, was spread even down to West Africa and most parts of Africa, though it didn't cover most of North Africa, like Egypt and all of that, but most parts, it was widely spread, even up to West Africa. And it controlled all the business along that area, the trade routes along that area, and also into Europe, Spain, and many other countries around. Carthage, at its time, was one of the greatest empires of her day. Carthage existed from around about 800 BC to about 146 BC. That was when Carthage fell. Carthage was very powerful, fought many wars and won. The Carthaginian Empire had many Europeans as slaves. You know, as at that time, the way the world used to be then was that when you conquer people, you can take slave of them. You conquer people, you can take slave of them. That was how many of the kingdoms and empires used to have their slaves among the people that they conquered. So many Europeans, most especially this country that is very close to them, Spain. The whole of Spain, as at that time, was under the rule of Carthage. Carthage was a very powerful empire. Funny enough, not much is known about it. And the question is, why was it that much wasn't known about Carthage? Why are people talking so much about Egypt, but not much is being said about Carthage? Egypt was defeated many times in battles and ruled over by those that defeated her. But, or will I say conquered? But there's a difference between, there are levels of conquering. There's a level that a country can be conquered. It will still maintain a culture, maintain everything. Then the other people will just be occupying the land and have power over the people. just as what we have today, how Biafra is today with the zoo and with Britain. Those were the kind of conquering that Egypt experienced from other nations like Greece, like Rome, and the rest of them. But Carthage did not have that kind of experience. When Carthage was conquered into pieces, into nothing. Almost the way the Fulani people have decided to conquer Hausa land. And the way the Fulani people have decided to conquer the rest of the zoo. Eliminate your history, eliminate everything about you. Eliminate your artifacts. It was Rome that conquered Carthage after many fierce battles called the Punic Wars. Rome conquered Carthage. But many Roman generals challenged Carthage and died. Carthage was the major rival of Rome. Rome truly became world power after they conquered Carthage. Carthage was too powerful. Among all the forces that Rome met, Carthage was one of the nations or one of the countries, or will I say empires, or one of the forces that gave them the most resistance in Roman history. Most of the times, a Roman general will go to a particular territory. It might take him years, like the case of Gaul with Julius Caesar, which took him about 8 years before Gaul was defeated. But most of the times, the Roman generals still come back alive. But in the case of Carthage, Rome experienced defeat over and over again. Over and over and over. Because Carthage was very powerful. Her military was one of the best military in the world. Her navy, actually. They had the best navy in the world in ancient times. Carthage, an African kingdom. It had the best navy in the whole world. So, Rome was more or less having the best army. Carthage had the best navy. And for you to conquer Carthage, most of the wars will be fought on water and all of that. So they will definitely win you. Because Carthage was a coastline empire. It was very close to the coast, just as Biafra. And why I'm doing this lecture is to let Biafrans understand the similarity between Carthage and Biafra. There's a whole lot of similarity that the world would not want us to know or to talk about or to let our people understand. So, after many generals have attacked Carthage, many Roman generals have attacked Carthage and died. Don't forget that Rome, the way Rome was operating then, Rome had no king. It was the Senate that was ruling Rome. And the Senate was primarily most of the senators were also generals. Though not all the generals were senators, but most of Roman senators were as well generals. They had their own army. That was how Rome was. Everybody was loyal to Rome. They were all loyal to Rome. Rome is their inspiration, but they had their own independent army. This one can bring his army, this one can bring his army and go and fight. But most of the times, the way Rome was and why Rome was very powerful, the generals or the senators, they have their own armies. They can recruit their own army. They go and fight. When they win, what they have, the spoils of war will be shared into 3 places. One of it will go to the general that won that war. He will take one of it. One part. When it is shared into 3, he will take one part. That is 1/3. Another part will be shared among the senators, among the rest of the senators. If the general is not a senator, he is not going to share in that. He'll be settled with his own. Then the remaining part goes to Rome. That was how Rome was building herself, and that was how everybody became loyal to Rome. You have your army and everything. At the end of the day, you are still loyal to Rome. Rome gets 1/3 of whatever spoils of war that you come back with. That was how Rome became rich. And the generals were very fierce, because the more battles you win, the richer you become. Of course, you know battles are not easy. But when you win a battle, you become rich and popular among Rome. So many of them looked out for conquering more lands. That was how Rome spread all over the world and became very, very powerful. So many generals, many Roman generals died trying to attack Carthage, because Carthage was extremely powerful. But there became a Roman general that rose up against Carthage. His name is Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus. Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus. That was the name of the Roman general that led the third war against Carthage, or rather, the Third Punic War. The Third Punic War against Carthage. As usual, he came with his army. They fought hard. The fight was very tough. Put up many strategies. He was a very good general. Was very sound. Unlike the other generals that Carthage was defeating so easily, Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus, he first of all decided to study. He decided to study Carthage. He took his time, spent years studying why Carthage is powerful. What is the strength of Carthage army or navy? Why are they so powerful? studied why they were so powerful. First of all, one of the things he discovered was that they were using Spain. They were using Spain to fight their wars. From Spain, that was where they were fighting all the Roman generals that were coming. So the wars do not get to Carthage itself. They fight you off there in Spain and defeat you. Before you even cross to Carthage, you'll be defeated in Spain. So these people, he penetrated, put up many strategies, and to the greatest amazement of the Carthaginian army, they were defeated in Spain. After that defeat in Spain, Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus held ground in Spain and started launching attack into Carthage herself. But it wasn't easy. He kept on experiencing defeats and some victories. But he had already discovered the weakness and the strength, so he was able to penetrate deep into Carthage. A particular time, he started occupying some parts of Carthage. These wars took years. The general was a very patient man. He wasn't in a hurry. He was taking Carthage little by little, advancing and taking Carthage little by little, advancing and taking Carthage. So when he was able to get into Carthage proper, what did he do? He noticed that the Carthaginian soldiers were very fierce and very tough and very hard. So he decided to weaken their forces. And how did he do that? He decided to use hunger. The same weapon that the Zoo used against Biafra. Many said that the advice came from Awolowo. I doubt if Awolowo didn't get that advice from Britain. Of course, Awolowo is not a general. He's not in the army. How could Awolowo have been so smart with war strategies to advise General Gowon, who was a general and already trained in Britain? If Gowon doesn't know such strategies, Britain must have been the ones to tell him. Or they must have been the ones to tell Awolowo, so it will look like it is coming from Awolowo. So they use hunger. How did they use hunger? How did they succeed? They decided to use crude oil, this same crude oil that we pride about. This commodity has been in use for many years ago. They used crude oil and spread and polluted their land. That is the reason all this pollution that you see on our land, it is war strategy. You that is from the coast, Fulani every day is allowing Shell and all these other companies from Europe to pollute your land, and they give you peanuts. You think it is it is a war strategy. They use crude oil and spread crude oil all over their land. until they could no longer farm. The land was no longer fertile. The land of Carthage was no longer fertile. Carthage went into famine because of crude oil, because their land had been polluted. That was what these people did. They went to the places, to their farms. They spread, poured crude oil everywhere. Everywhere, their choice places where they used to farm. They poured crude oil everywhere. Everywhere, so that they will no longer have food to eat. Carthage, the great Carthage, was now hungry. Carthage could no longer eat. The soldiers have become hungry. How do you fight a war with an empty stomach? The soldiers became weak. They were no longer very strong soldiers as they used to be, and very fierce soldiers. The Roman soldiers that were eating properly, receiving food from Rome, started having the upper hand in the battles. They tried to fight even with their empty bellies, but they still couldn't. That was how Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus defeated Carthage. And Carthage then was seen as the most powerful force in Africa. As at that time, more or less, it was seen as the representative of Africa, or what you call Africa today. So after Publius Cornelius and Scipio Africanus defeated Carthage, the African Empire, Rome now decided to name the continent after the man that defeated the most powerful navy in the continent, the most powerful military force in the continent of Africa. The most powerful nation as at the time. And when they did that, what next did they do? They stole everything, destroyed everything, burnt down everything. Everything that has to do with Carthage. Scattered the people. Because they still feared that if the people remained and they begin to eat again, and they still remained within their territories and all of that, they might still rise up against Rome. So because of the fear of the people rising up again, they had to destroy every single thing. Killed everybody that meant anything. Sent them out of their land, very far from their land. Sent the chiefs and the royals that could mean anything to the people. Sent them very, very far as slaves. Rubbished them to nothing. And scattered the people. All the artifacts of Carthage were destroyed. All the writings, the history and everything, the pride of Carthage were all destroyed. The civilization of Carthage was destroyed. Because an European force, Rome, was able to conquer Carthage. So when you see some of these Europeans not wanting anything good to come out of Africa, or anybody that have sense in Africa to be given space to rule her people, or any people that can make anything good out of Africa to be able to have their freedom. It is because of the fear of Carthage. They don't want Carthage to rise again. Don't forget, what you have as America, what you have as the United Kingdom and all of that, these are all children of Rome. They are all children of Rome. Their operations and everything is just a fallout of Rome. So it's like a continuation of Rome. So when they see you as a Biafran, and they see that you are a potential powerful nation in the coast that could understand the trade routes and everything, they are still seeing Carthage. They know how powerful Carthage was. They want to stop Carthage. They don't want Carthage to rise again. They see Carthage. When they see you, that is the reason they destroyed everything, destroyed your name, and gave you their name. Our name is not Africa, even though we have called ourselves Africa for a very long time. Just as they gave us Nigeria. Well, Africa, the name Africa is even better than the name Nigeria, because Nigeria is nobody's name. Nigeria is a curse. Africa is somebody's name at least, but the conqueror of the people. In ancient times, our names, some called us Ethiopia, and there are some names that Africa has been known by. Even Libya is one of the names. Ethiopia. Even Al-Kabalan. The Ethiopia, Libya are all names of countries in Africa today. But if you look at very ancient map, when the Portuguese were mapping Africa and discovering places in Africa, the places they had not discovered, they called all those other places Ethiopia. That is how you will know that this is the name that they have always known Africa to be. Ethiopia. That was what our leader said. That our name used to be Ethiopia. And the world called us Ethiopia because of our color. It's a burnt face. Because we are dark-skinned. So they like call us burnt face. That's what Ethiopia means. So that is exactly what they did. They took everything, took our name and everything, and gave us their name. So even the name Africa is foreign. The name Africa is a Roman general's name. It's a Roman name. And that is what they call us to this day. So whenever they call you Africa, yeah, they take pride in the fact that a European Roman general conquered you. That the continent has been conquered and must remain conquered by Publius Cornelius Scipio Africanus. So by right of conquer, or by right of defeat, Africa, the territory was named after the man that conquered her, Africanus. That is the reason they want to force us to accept the names that they give us. They want to force us to accept the name Nigeria. But we are not Nigeria. It is because of the fear of Carthage. That is the reason you will see little or nothing about Carthage in history. They would not tell you about Carthage. They don't want you to know. As much as possible, they want to hide it. Because they erased it. It is difficult now. Okay, now everybody goes to Egypt. You see things that remain about the mummies. You can see history. You can see certain history of Africa in Egypt. But what about Carthage? You cannot see because they were scared of Carthage and they destroyed everything. The Carthaginians were very proud people. Very proud people. And Rome knew it, that these people are very proud. They would never accept defeat. And if they can, they will challenge you one day. If they can muzzle their strength again, then they will challenge you one day. So they defeated them, total defeat, total conquering, and scattered them, took over their land, occupied their land. Today, you see many white-skinned people in Tunisia, and you go to Tunisia and you call them Africans, they say, we are not Africans. They say, you are the ones that are Africans. Many of them are descendants of the Romans that occupied the Carthaginian land. And that is exactly what the Fulani wants to do to the rest of the zoo. And Britain have no problem with that. They are in partnership. Fulani cannot do without them. Fulani knows. If Fulani take over the whole of the zoo now, and even take over the whole of Africa, they will still be afraid of Britain. That is why Britain is relaxed. Fulani is not a threat. They will still be afraid of Britain. If they like, let them have everything. When Britain wants to get what they want to get, Britain will get it. And they will get it at their own conditions, not at the conditions of Fulani. Britain is okay with that. Britain do not have problem with all the terrorists on our land. They don't have problem with it. If they have problem with terrorism, they would have supported us long time ago and stopped Fulani. They don't. Our leader is in detention today. What have they said so far? Nothing. The other time, some people were carrying rumors that they visited our leader. The lawyers came and said it that nothing like that happened. They are still quiet. Britain is still quiet. Why? They want our land taken. What they are seeing is Carthage. What they are seeing is Carthage. When they told when they came together, they sat down and decided that they are not going to support Biafra. While Nigeria was committing genocide against Biafrans, they said they were not going to support us. What did they say? They said they don't want to have another Japan in the world. They have Japan in Asia already. They don't want to have another one in Africa. Japan, as at that time, was a major force against the Western strength. That was how Carthage was against them. So they still feel that if the African people can come together again and begin to have their own mind develop their own country the way they want at their own pace, they might become another Carthage. And when you are relating with people that have this kind of mindset, you must relate with them with their mindset. You must know that these people will do anything to stop you. Not just because they want to stop you, but because they're afraid of something. Definitely we are not going to be another Carthage per se. We're not hoping to become another Carthage to begin to conquer European places and take them as slaves. Of course not. Even though that's what they did to us. All they did to us was to pay Carthage back. It was like a payback on Carthage. Mostly all those European places that were under the rule of Carthage. They want to pay Carthage back in their own coin. But that is past and it is long gone. What we're telling them is that we just want to be free. Every other person in the world is free. Or most people in the world are free. Why don't you want Africans to be free? Why are you against Africans being free to call the shot in their own land? Why are you against that? Fulani are not free people. They cannot be free on another man's land. They want to be free, they go back to their land. They are not free people. They are occupiers of other people's land, so they are here as occupiers. Britain is here as occupiers. And Britain, in order to keep their integrity, they left. But left it in the hands of another occupier. So that they can parley and be running business together. Oh, we are both thieves. Let us understand ourselves and know how we run this thing. That is what is happening. They have understanding, very clear-cut understanding. That is, whenever you see a Fulani man coming to shout and say, we are majority, blah, 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 we are majority, we are 120 million, okay, the North is 120 million, Fulani is 40 million, we are majority, we can have president over and over again as we want. This is politics. We cannot be bullied. All that, they are saying all that because of their relationship with Britain. That is the reason they are saying all that. Let Britain remove hand today, we will crush Fulani. Let Britain just remove hand. Why? War is not fought by weapons alone. Weapons are very powerful, but it is not just by weapons. War is fought by wisdom. Fulani doesn't have it. War is fought by wisdom. You might have all the weapons in the world, but people that just have few weapons with more wisdom than you will still defeat you in a battle or defeat you in the war. So the wisdom that Fulani is using to operate is the wisdom borrowed from Britain. If they could, they would have conquered us before Britain came. They were defeated. They were defeated in Biafra land. Even Odua land, when they tried it, they were still defeated at the end of the day. Even though they took a chunk of it. But they were defeated. They were defeated. So, what these people want to do is to use Fulani to destroy, because Fulani are not the regional Africans. They might be in black skin like the rest of us, but they are not Africans. They are Arabs that mixed up with Africans. And the mix-up is not really the issue. but it is the mindset. They didn't leave their Arab mindset when they mixed up. They retained their Arab mindset. So you can't call them Africans because you saw them in a black skin. Fulani are not Africans. They are Arabs. Fulani are actually the remnant of the Arabs that mixed up with some Africans around the Senegal area before they started following the demon that brought them here to come and torment us. So what Fulani wants to do, in alliance with Britain, is to ensure that what Africanus and the rest of Rome did to Carthage, that they do it to the rest of us here. That is why they want to sweep us all out. All these are politicians talking here and there. If you don't give us presidency, all of you are fools. You know nothing. You do not know history. You don't know anything about yourselves. You do not know anything about Africa. You do not know anything about this world. You don't know anything about your enemies. You don't know the intention of your enemies and why they do what they do. Because if you know these things, you will not behave the way you behave. If you know the intention of your enemy and how badly they need this, you will not behave the way you behave. And most of you behave that way because you're poor. I am not rich. But my mind is rich. Some of you have all the money, but your mind is poor. Because all you think about is money. When all you want to get is money and all you have is money, you are poor. There are things in this world that makes you rich. They are richer than money. Money is good. Money is important. Money makes life easy, of course. But there are many other things that are more important than money. You can have money and yet you're a slave. That is the condition of most of our politicians. You have all the money, but in your community is polluted. You cannot talk. You have money. Fulani man have money, but you cannot talk. He's a man like you, but he's oppressing you. What is the use of your money? He comes to your land. Take what is yours. Then he now gives you a peanut out of it. After impoverishing every other person in your community. Then he will now give you a little out of it. And you'll be happy that you are somebody. You are only somebody against your people. But when you stand before that man, you're a nobody. And he talks to you the way he likes. It is because of the foolishness of most of these our politicians. That is the reason Fulani man can talk the way he does. And be too bold to say all this rubbish. Because our politicians are very foolish. And they are cheap. But because we are here, all those their plans have failed. Because Ipob is here. Because Biafrans are here. And because Elohim has called us to defend our land, to do what we are doing, all their plans have failed. Their plans have failed from the very beginning. It cannot stand. That is the reason Elohim called some certain people, go to the bushes and defend our land. And they are doing it very, very well. So they cannot sweep us all out the way they did to Carthage. That is their mission. That is what they want to do. I will not be surprised if Britain is the one that even gave Fulani the idea to start terrorism, or if they even have a hand in sponsoring some of the terrorism that we have around here. I won't be surprised. At all, I won't. Because the essence of the terrorism is to sweep out the original owners of the land and bring in foreigners. Foreigners that will only be loyal to them. Some people will be wondering, they came here, they preached Christianity to us, we became Christians. These other people, they are Muslims. So why are you giving support to them and you're not giving support to us? We are the ones that are supposed to be allies. Are we not all Christians? It is because you do not know. To them, Christianity or Islam mean nothing. Some parts of Europe had been Muslims before. Today they are Christians. It doesn't mean anything to them. It's just religion. After all, these religions came from the same area. Of course, the religions came from the same area. I've talked about this before. Rome grew up to an extent where it divided into two, Western Rome and Eastern Rome. Eastern Rome is today Middle East. Western Rome is Europe. Western Rome is Christianity. Eastern Rome are the people that became Islam. So what you still have ruling you is Rome. Whether it is Islam or it is Christianity, it is Rome. What you still have is the shadow of Rome. It is Rome that is the reason Rome will still see you as Africanus. And that is why they will always want to put you under. You are Africanus. You are not Ethiopia. That is what they will always tell you. They will always want to put you under and to control you. Because why? They don't want Carthage again. Because when Carthage rises, Carthage will not want to bear Africanus. Carthage will not want to bear Nigeria. Carthage will not want to bear rivers. Cross river. Carthage will want to bear original names. And Carthage is proud. What they fear is Carthage. What they want to stop is Carthage. What they don't want to rise is Carthage. That is why they kill African leaders all over Africa. When those leaders begin to stand on their rights as leaders of their people, they kill them. Once they begin to stand and talk in favor of their people, they kill them. Or when they see a potential leader trying to rise in favor of the people, they kill them. Our name is not Africa. Africa conquered us. And we're named after him by Rome. And they enforced it. They enforced it. So right now, we'll be opening the lines for people to call in. You can call in and give your contribution to what we have today. You know the lines to call. Thank you very much. God bless you. So the line to call is +45 7164 5962. You can only call us on Signal. It's a Signal number. Okay? That is the number to call. You can only get us on Signal. That is where you can get get us, that is where you can call us. So I take the number again, plus 4571645962. If you're calling for the first time, do not forget I will have to accept you first. I will have to accept you before you'll be able to call. Don't worry. Once you call for the first time, I will accept you. I will accept your call once you call for the first time. Then I will now make it open. Or rather, then you will now be able to call in. Okay, so the lines are open. The lines are open for anyone that wants to call. So Carthage is one of the major reasons why these people do not want any African country to be able to have that freedom for herself, have control of her people, have control of her destiny, and be able to live normal life and operate the way nations in Europe are operating, nations in the Americas, in Asia, and all of that. But the fact in life is that you cannot keep a people down forever. You cannot begin to chase this ancient ideology and the ancient fear that these people are going to become powerful against you and all of that. What we just want is a fair share. We are not calling for to begin to control any other person. We just want to be a nation of our own. We were living freely before these white guys came here and started doing all the things that they are doing. We're living freely. So all we just want is that freedom. We just want freedom. And there is no way you can stop us anymore. Nobody can stop us except us. And definitely, we're not going to stop ourselves. Or rather, we will not allow ourselves to stop us. You understand? Because one of the major strengths of Fulani is to plant moles. Plant moles within you. And they plant moles, they use these moles to weaken you. Why they keep attacking? They keep weakening you from inside. Why they keep attacking? And they'll be appearing as if they are strong. Because of the work that the moles are doing inside. No, Fulani are not strong. Fulani are weak. But that's their strategy. Because one thing is that in every people you would definitely find one person that is hungry or that believes he is hungry and wants to what's it called? Do one or two things and is ready to sacrifice her people among Africans. Or should I say among Ethiopians? You know, but if we use the word Ethiopia, it would be as if we're talking about the country Ethiopia. But that's just the truth. Or more or less among black people. That is just the truth. So the lines are open. If you want to call, you can call now. Because, you know, like yesterday, there were many people that, after my broadcast, they were still calling. Why were they calling? At the time when I opened the call, they didn't call. When they started calling, other people have already taken the space, and we couldn't get to them. So now that the lines are open, now is the time to call. After now, we are going to leave the platform for other people to take over. Okay? We'll leave the platform, then others will take over and continue from where we stop, continue this great work of enlightening our people. Others can continue from where we stop. So we have limited time. We do not have all the time. But with the few time that we have, and when you call in, please, when you call, try as much as possible not to spend all our time giving your own contribution. Okay? When you call, 3 minutes is enough. Try not to exceed it. Because I don't like cutting people off when they have not rounded up. Whatever you have to say, you try to say it within that short time. 3 minutes is good. You say within the time that you have been given, so that other people that want to make their contribution, they also will be able to make their contribution. Okay? So that they also will be able to call in. They also will be able to call in and give their contribution. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from.
My leader is Nnamdi Kanu, #1 in the whole world.
Sorry, you say your name is what again? Sorry, we didn't get you.
My name is Nnanyere Nwa. I'm calling from Russia. I'm the PRO in Russia here. I have been searching if we can get part 2 or part 1. Part 2, in the sense that the person that will look like our leader, both his behavior, both accuracy. I don't even know how many people our leader said last time that he need 100 men. I don't know if he have seen like 10 or 5. I don't know. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. I want to use this opportunity and make an announcement. If you are hearing my voice in this Russia Federation, we are having our general meeting on Sunday, which is 26. You have to come, and you are coming, you come with your monthly due and ESN donation. I want to urge our people, if you are in this world, all over the world, and you are hearing this message that our people are passing across, you see what Fulani men are doing to our people. You see what the way Boko Haram are recruited into Nigeria Army, and they are exploiting our youth. You are not doing anything. You are not contributing. You are not saying anything. There is no way that you can help. You are worse than Boko Haram itself. If you are seeing the bad government, the bad road that we want to free from the Zoological Republic, you are joining them to make campaign so that people can continue with their suffering. You are worse than the Boko Haram itself. So it's better we change our attitude, change our behavior, leave these politicians alone. They don't mean well for all of us. Support our leader, let our leader come out, then we go to our freedom. Thank you, Mazi. Thank you for the good work that you are doing. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, my brother. God bless you. That was a brief one and a nice one. God bless you. The lines are open. The lines are open, and you can call in and give your contribution. Okay, I can see somebody that is trying to call. I don't know whether your challenge is network. I will call back and see what the challenge is. So, for those of us that are just joining, our topic today is Carthage, the Lost Kingdom of Africa. And we took our time to... Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Chimezi. I'm calling from Onitsha. Okay, so brother, I love the message that you gave to us this morning. But please, what I want to ask you, please, can you spell that name, Capec, so that we can understand?
Okay, so that you can do your personal research about it. I get it. Carthage is spelled C-A-R-T-H-A-G-E.
C-H-A-G-E.
C like ABC. C-A-R.
Yes.
Then T-H-A-G-E.
T-H-A-G-E.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So this lecture that you gave to us this morning, I really love it. It's like the time that you are giving this lecture, I'm praying so that you will not stop it, because it makes us to, know our history. Here in the zoo, they don't teach us history. We don't know anything about our roots. So I thank you if you can be coming out all the time, giving us this lecture. I love it. So concerning about the sit-at home, so I love the way that DOS is doing their things. They don't look at anybody. I love them. All they want is the freedom of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. And I also love you. Thank you for lecturing Biafra. All Biafra.
Biafra will heal thee. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. The lines are open, and if you are calling, don't stop calling. Don't stop calling. The lines are open, and you can give your own contribution on what we have been saying. Okay, so as I was saying before the caller came in, we've been talking about Carthage, the lost kingdom of Africa, and its relationship with what we are facing today. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, our African rep. This is Mazi Manuel. I'm calling from Paris. Mazi,
okay.
I salute you for this wonderful lecture today. I say, may Chukwu Kikabiama continue to guide all of you. He reaches you with all the wisdom. I do appreciate, Mazi. You went deeper into the archives, This is the highest university that mankind can ever, provide. Radio Biafra. We do appreciate you people. Mazi, what you just said now remembered me the real idea of this Nigeria we found ourselves today. When you look at the story that British government gave out when they amalgamated the North and the South, they said that they amalgamated the North and South because the North was poor and the South are more, maybe richer. But they forgot to, this is the official, this is the, maybe it's not official, this is the public, they want the public to know, to see.
Exactly.
But when you go inside the real archive, the real brain behind the amalgamation of this South and this North and the South, you find out that is what we are seeing manifesting today in our land. was the real brain behind the amalgamation. The real brain was to do what? Was to destroy us, especially the Biafrans. Britain don't care if everybody in Nigeria dies. They don't give a damn. The real focus is on the land of Biafra, where especially the whole land of Biafra. You heard it now concerning the strategy that they used in destroying cabbage. If you go to our coastal region, you find out that in many sections there, they can't even farm again. They can't go to they can't farm again.
Exactly.
Anymore.
Exactly.
See, is it not giving more advantage to the Chinese importation? Then you come into the inland, to the people speaking area. They are pushing Fulani herdsmen. You see, to do what? To start destroying our farmland, so that in case we may rise up again, anytime we may rise up, then people will go hungry. And you have seen now the strategy they are using again. Very soon now, you find out that this naira we are seeing, $1 may go up to 1,000 naira, and before you know it, you are zero. Everything will become zero. And still yet, Biafrans, majority, some of them are still playing card of one Nigeria, not knowing that the real brain behind one Nigeria was to destroy the Biafran people and the Igbo. There is the particular, not even if you see, look at Ududuwas, they still retain some of their their histories.
Exactly.
But look into our own land. Our own land was deeply, everything have destroyed. You see, so Mazi, the earlier we understand that these people don't mean anything good for us. I wonder how I don't know why we normally love our oppressors. We don't know. I can't even understand it. I can't understand. Fulanis are busy killing us. Our people, the politicians are forcing us to embrace them. British are behind the Fulani, killing us. We are dying in trying to go to Britain to go and be cleaning toilets and go and doing all manner of works. Not knowing that these people do not want us to survive. They don't want our existence to irritate them. They don't like it. They don't want to see us at all. So, Mazi, I do really appreciate you. I do really appreciate this very lecture you gave today. That is the reason why our leaders say Biafra is our religion. On this holy platform is where we worship. And Chukwu Okike Abiama is our God. Thank you very much, Mazi Terelani. You are so kind. May Elohim continue to guide you.
You see?
Mazi.
You see? Thank you very much. God bless you. That's a wonderful one. You know, I'm noticing some of our callers, they'll keep calling. When somebody is on air, they get tired. And when the person is out of air, they are no longer calling. That is how it is when you're calling, when someone else is on air and you're calling. When the person, if you keep calling, when the person finish, then your call can come in and we can pick it. That is how it is. So the lines are open. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from. You have 3 minutes for your contribution. Thank you very much. Hello, can you hear me?
Hello, good morning from here. Good morning, Mazi. Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. The world is listening. Can you hear me? Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you calling from?
Good afternoon from here, South Africa.
Okay, you're welcome, my brother.
Yeah, my name is Emmanuel Okonkwo from Bonn State, and Bonn State are from Ishago. But besides, I'm living now in South Africa, where I'm my own exile. So I like the topic that you come up today. So why me always I'm anger toward our attitude of our Biafran brothers and sisters, the way they are behaving. Sometimes I ask myself, but they say they are Christians. They are not even reasoning. They are not even thinking like a God. Our God is a wise God. You are a Christian for many years, but you cannot learn anything from God. You are afraid of Fulani politicians more than God, who created heaven and earth.
Exactly.
Who made you to sleep? Who made you to sleep and wake up? But yet, on Sunday, you will go to church and take a front seat. But when you come out, you become evil more than devil. You can't even be afraid of God. Okay, in your situation, you cannot even ask yourself a question. Okay, our land, the land of Biafra, where you and I from, we are not free. Then if you will struggle, and move out of zoo, like I'm in South Africa here today. Now, the government of South Africa put that name, zoo, in their system and love it. Then when they stop you and ask you, where are you from? Then you say, I'm from Nigeria. Hey, you become devil. Even devil himself will become a good person. The way the South Africa police will treat you. You are full of black. Then when you ask them, what did they face that I commit? Just because of that name. Britain, who give that name, do not love that name. Even our people living in London, they are 3 days ago, I called one of my brother there, living in London. I asked him, said, brother, the same thing. But yet, the same people living in that London, when you are tell them about our freedom, they will ignore you. I don't know what Britain do to our people that made us to behaving like the way we are behaving. And the Britain love animal like a dog, bushy cat, and all those things more than we human beings. So my brother, we must do our best. We cannot wait. We cannot wait for these our foolish Igbo brothers. Any day we come outside, whatever we see, like the time we are schooling, that's the time our teacher will tell us, go and pick anything you see. Then the song we are singing say, anything that's not sand, pick it and throw away it. I don't know if you sing that song the time we are growing up in the school.
Yes.
Yeah, anything now Gaja, Totoroya, Tufu. So any day our warrior will march. Any day, even here in South Africa, because I know the time when the game will start, it will be a world war. Because when I'm dying with something. You understand? So any day we will march in the land of Biafra to chase away British and the Fulani. Anything that is not sand, Totoro Tufu, let's die once. Because if you die today, you can't die another day.
Exactly.
You understand? It's like now our people here now doing protests in the United Nations. for that the terrorists, they are having a meeting, because I call them a terrorist, because those people inside that house there, they are all the presidents in the world. They are all the presidents in the world. They are there in that their demonic house. What they are debating here is on coronavirus and the clement weather. What is that? Is it the problem? People are outside, they are protesting, telling you that the zoo created by Britain is not working. And you are ignoring them, talking about coronavirus and your vaccine. And the Secretary General of UN talking about how we give the black people, Africans, vaccine. I tried to Twitter him or his Twitter to ask him, why are you not talking about the people in front there? No one of you addressing them, but you are inside talking about the vaccine, how you give the black people vaccine. Are you a human being?
Black people that don't need the vaccine. We don't need the vaccine now. Are we dying of COVID-19? They should leave the vaccine in Europe and America. That's where the vaccine is needed, not in Africa here.
The only thing I want you to understand and try to speak it out so that they will know, even if we are dying, we know that they see black people, mostly Biafra people, as a chicken, Christmas meat. We know, and they have already understand. Try to tell Boris Johnson, I know they are listening to the Radio Biafra. Boris Johnson must know. If they left the EU, it's not one, they never make a year, they never reach 1 year. They left the EU. That is 1914 amalgamation that we are saying, we are talking about a 1919 amalgamation. It's the same our time. What is coronavirus? We don't see it. But Boris Johnson, they use it so that the British can build their economy.
Exactly.
Because they left the EU. That is the secret. There's nothing, even they know what I'm saying. That is the secret. There's no other thing. That's the secret. They are still, because the Britain government
Thank you very much. Sorry, because of our time, and our time is fast spent, so that other people can be able to contribute their own. Yes.
My prayer to my leader, wherever he may be, wherever they keep him, may Elohim, who send him, guide him and protect him. He will come out. He will not die like the way they killed Jesus. And Jesus, later, after 3 days, Jesus resurrected. He will come out alive. God will not allow anything to any death to come for the second time for the person he want to use to separate his people. Wherever he may be, let him stand for the work of God, because he is in him is greater than he is the world. Britain will fall. Britain will fall. That's my prayer for them. May Chukwabama guide you, my brother. Never you give up, because there's no place in our dictionary that the right that the Biafrans are giving up. We can't give up in this journey until we reach our destination. May Elohim guide you and protect you. All of you that push it.
Thank you very much. The lines are still open, even though our time is fast spent. And we are about rounding up this program for today, so that we can leave the platform for other people to continue and give their own contribution to enlightening Biafrans on what we have today. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? I can hear you very well. Your name and where you're calling from. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, sorry. We'll have to do this another time. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you calling from?
All hail Biafra.
Biafra will heal thee.
Wait, my name is Mazi. I come from Abreva, and Abreva is just in Umahia province of Biafra, in Biafra. This morning you teach many things, and I love you so much. When you are talking about the man, you were talking about the great warrior in Africa, and that man was from the Morocco. I mean, if you go
Tunisia,
you discover that Tunisia and Morocco, and
okay,
Tunisia and Morocco,
yes,
Tunisia and Morocco, and if you check very well and go deeply, you discover that the rule spent over 800 years. Even if you go to Spain, they are still use Arab language in their signs and in their roads and in their school and the other administrative areas in Spain. Because if you go back to Andalusia where even the descendants of those areas were occupied even to today. If you take it, you think that Andalusia is a Moroccan territory, but it's a Spanish territory, and they behave strangely. And if you go there, it's like a place where the foreigner lives. If you will see all these Gitan is all this Romanian Gitan that they are like a same lifestyle of Fulani people. They are there. When you talk about the flamenco is a dance, like a song. In Spain, they use the dance, and all those regions where the Gitan people, and Gitan people is the foreigner that came to that land. And if you go deeply in Africa, you discover in Algeria, there are people like Fulani people. Because I asked a Algerian man, he said that there are some tribes inside Algeria, and there are the good. There are friendly people in Algeria, and they call them I forget their name, but how they salute it. They want to say good morning in their language. They say Azul, Azul flag him, or Azul flag. I forget the name is Kabil. It's Kabil. They say that they are the descendants of the Fulani people. When they were crossing from Saudi Arabia and they moved into Algeria, some of them stop there and some of them continue going journey, because when they conquer people, they will stay there. The weaker one, they leave them there. The stronger one, they continue. And they say how they were conquering. And if you check very well, you know that, as you say, that the white coloring color of Africans are the descendants of Europe and the also Arab, and that is true. As if you check today, something that is happening from years, something that is going on today. And anytime you talk about Africa, you think they are the ones that are causing problems today. Even in Pan-Africanism, they are the ones that are causing problems. They're making that there's not any peace that are going on. That's why I want to contribute my own quota. If we, the black race in that continent, want to see the progress, first we must change our name. Remove that Africa and change any. If we were decided to use Ghana or use Libya or use anything that is not a European name again, that's when we can see the progress already. Bye-bye for now.
Biafra will heal thee. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution. Just to add, Carthage precede Islam, and the Carthaginian Empire was there before Islam. There was a time that the Arabs conquered Spain as well. So there was a time that Spain was, whether it's parts of Spain or so, I'm not so sure, conquered. The Arabs conquered Spain, and those people became Muslims. Then later, the Christian what did they call this? Those the army of the church as at that time. I think the army of the church that was called the Crusaders. The Crusaders took back that Spanish area and all of that. So that's what he is talking about. But Carthage that we're talking about is way before all these events happened. Way before then. That was BC. Carthage actually fell 146 BC. That is 146 years before Christ was born. That's BC. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you calling from? Oh, we didn't. This caller, the call cut. Our time is fast spent. I will just call back if he can. Take the call before we round up. We just have 1 minute to round up. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from. And please, we have just 1 minute. I have just 1 minute for you, so we'll round up this program. Thank you very much. Please be very fast with your contribution. Hello? It seems your network is bad. It's a pity. We'll have to take that call another day. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget, this is Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast, and
discuss restructuring. There was problem and they agreed to restructure Nigeria. On the 4th and 5th of January 1967, General Gowon Ideja, him accepted the Aburi Accord. General Ankara Ideja, Colonel Ujuku Ideja, and they accept the Aburi Accord. And they must accept restructuring. But when they come back, Nigeria government refused the deal. Causing problem. They fight people into jail. They execute genocide on us and them call them war. Them kill my people plenty. Them call them war. Them kill our mama. Them kill our papa. Them kill our uncle. Them kill our aunt. Them kill small children, Them kill 5 million people. Restructuring. After 4 days, them still the kill, them still the shoot, them still the gun. But today, everybody they run, head. Everybody they run, headsmen they kill, terrorists to shoot, government to thief. God don't reject Nigeria. Devil don't punish Nigeria. Nigeria government to kill my people for genocide. Situation on discuss Fabria call. Now waiting up we know a call. Let's talk about Fabria call. Now waiting up for Fabria call. Now waiting to discuss Fabria call. Now waiting make we know a call. Nigeria they like this today because nobody talk the truth. Nigeria they like this today because government na lie. Them go use a shit for church and media go claim the shit. In our curriculum for school, yo, they not teach us our history. Now where we go learn, now how we go learn. When the Kanu come save us, Nigerian government teaches them. Nigeria government arrest them. Nigerian government to shoot them. They use media paint and black. They look at Nigerians hate the truth. Now what you there where we go wake up? Now what you down where we go stand? Nigerians no one here. Nigerians no one do. Nigerians no one learn. We dance to the government tune. They kill us, they do us. They deceive us, they confuse us. They give our land to strangers, yo. Our eyes come open. They give our land to strangers, yo. Nigerians come wake up. Suddenly, yo. Yeah, what Nigerians say talking, say they want restructuring. Nah, make it up. Suddenly, you know, and they know. Suddenly, you're waiting, no juku, see you don't have no. Nigerians say talking, say they want restructuring. Nnamdi Kanu wake Nigerians, everybody come open eye, yo. Nigerians say cry, say they want restructuring. Plenty of my people who want the referendum, them no want restructuring, yo. And Nigerians say cry, say they want restructuring. God don't reject Nigeria. Devil don't punish Nigeria. Nigeria government to keep my people for genocide. Our battle situation and understatement. Now everybody that you come out for the matter. As this matter one carry many people go. Let's talk about Aburia call. Now waiting up for Aburia call. Now waiting to discuss Aburia call. Now waiting up we know a call. Let's talk about Aburia call. Now waiting up for Aburia call. Now waiting to discuss Aburia call. Now waiting make we know a call. Nobody wanna talk or put it for the matter. Then they believe to say tomorrow he go better. Because some get food to chop the feel them be yoga. Oh yeah, she be yoga. For the matter, nobody they safe now overnight. If it just stand up, matter for the matter. I got done be the man too. Madam done be the man too. Problem somewhere. Trouble somewhere. Problem don't happen with us coronavirus. Problem don't happen with kill past virus. Them say make the poor man no go out. Them say make the poor man sit at home. Them say make the poor man no go out. Some be don't come out for road. Some be don't come out for street. Some be don't go to the people. My people suffer. My people hunger. They no get the food. They no get the light. They no get the money. My people come cry. They no fit stay. Hunger too much. But $30 don't donate 1 billion. Aliko Dangote donate 2 billion. Dr. Paul Lenche don't donate 2 billion. Atiku Abubakar donate 50 million. But hunger won't kill my people. Poor man no see 10 kobo. Abdul Samed Rabi you donate 1 billion. How about we go donate 1 billion? Young kobo no rich poor man. Hunger won't kill Nigerians. for the matter. Nobody wanna talk or put it for the matter. They can believe we say tomorrow it go better. Because some get food to chop, they feel it, then be yoga. Oh yes, be yoga. Audio government, audio president, audio ministers, audio senators, audio government, audio president, audio governors, audio commissioners. My people suffer for nothing. My people die for hunger. My people suffer for nothing. My people sit at home. Audio promises. Corona no kill Nigerians. Zombie killing Nigerians. Hunger killing Nigerians. NNPC donate 11 billion. GTB donate 1 billion. Access Bank donate 1 billion. Zenith Bank donate 1 billion. Billion. So, poor man no see think about. Chimovia donate 1 billion. Segun Abaje donate 1 billion. Two-Face Idibia can donate 10 million. Plenty people don't donate plenty billions. Shine your eye. Some big shit person for war. Some big bad people for area. Hunger don't show people big. Hunger don't give people yawa. Die. You to die in every day. Why rich man donate to government? This donation no make sense. Why rich man no donate to poor? Why rich man no go give the poor? Audio government, audio president. For the matter, nobody there safe now overnight. If you just stand up for the matter, but $30 don't donate 1 billion. Aliko Dangote donate 2 billion. Dr. Paul Enenche don't donate 2 billion. Atiku Abubakar donate 50 million. But hunger won't kill my people. Poor man no see think of. Abdul Samed Rabi you donate 1 billion. How about we go donate 1 billion? Thank God, no rich poor man. Hunger won't kill Nigerians. For the matter, nobody wanna talk or put it for the matter. They can't believe we say tomorrow it go better. Because some get food to chop, they feel it, then be yoga. Oh yes, be yoga. For the matter, nobody there safe now overnight. You better stand up for the matter. Magadan be the man to, Madam be the man to. Some big don't come out for road. Some big don't come out for street. Some big don't they beat the people. My people suffer. My people hunger. They no get the food. They no get the light. They no get the money. My people come cry. They no fish stay. Hunger too much. Jewish mix.
Fighting for my rights, not be wicked, oh.
Shout out to yes,
for Ghana, them discuss restructuring. There was problem and they agreed to restructure Nigeria. On the 4th and 5th of January 1967, General Gowon Ideja, he accepted the Aburi Accord. General Ankara Ideja, Colonel Ujuku Ideja, and they accept the Aburi Accord. And they must accept restructuring. But when they come back Nigeria government refused the deal. Causing problem. They divide people into three. They execute the genocide on us and them call them war. Yeah, them kill my people plenty. Them call them war. Them kill our mama. Them kill our papa. Them kill our uncle. Them kill our aunt. Them kill small children, Them kill 5 million people. Restructuring. After 54 years, them still the kill, them still the shoot, them still the gun. But today, everybody they run, helter-skelter. Everybody they run, X-Men they kill, terrorists to shoot, government to thief. God don't reject Nigeria. Devil don't punish Nigeria. Nigeria government to kill my people for genocide. Understatement. Now everybody that you come out for the matter. As this matter one carry many people go. Speak about Aburia call. Now what happen for Aburia call? Now what they discuss for Aburia call? Now what happen when you know call? Let's talk about Aburia call. Now what happen for Aburia call? Now what they discuss for Aburia call? Now what make way you know call? Nigeria, they like this today because nobody talk the truth. Nigeria, they like this today because government na lie. Them go use the shit for church and media go claim the shit. In our curriculum for school, they not teach us our history. Now where we go learn, now how we go learn. When the Kanu come save us, Nigerian government teaches them. Nigeria government arrest them. Nigerian government to shoot them. Them using media pink and black. They making Nigerians hate the truth. Now which day where we go wake up? Now which time where we go stand? Nigerians no one here. Nigerians no one truth. Nigerians no one learn. With the dance to the government tune. They kill us, them they do us, they deceive us, they confuse us. Hey, they give our land to strangers, yo. Our eyes come open. They give our land to strangers, yo. Nigerians come wake up. Suddenly, yo. Yeah, what happen? Nigerians they talking, say they want restructuring. Nah, make it up. Suddenly, you know, and they know. Suddenly, you're waiting, no juku, see it don't happen. Nigerians they talking, say they want restructuring. Nnamdi with Nigerians, everybody come open eye. Nigerians they cry, say they want restructuring. Plenty of my people who want the referendum, them no want restructuring. You and Nigerians they cry, say they want restructuring. God don't reject Nigeria. Devil don't punish Nigeria. Nigeria government to keep my people for genocide. Understatement. Now everybody that you come out for the matter. As this matter one carry many people go. Let's talk about Aburia call. Now we happen for Aburia call. Now we can discuss for Aburia call. Now we can happen we know a call. Let's talk about Aburia call. Now we can happen for Aburia call. Now we can discuss for Aburia call. Now we can make a way know a call. Nobody wanna talk or put you for the matter. They can believe you say tomorrow he go better. Because some get food to chop them till them be yoga. Oh yeah, she be yoga. For the matter, nobody they say for now overnight. If you just stand up, matter for the matter. I got done be the man too. Madam done be the man too. Problem somewhere. Trouble somewhere. Problem don't happen with us coronavirus. Problem don't happen with kill pacifiers. Them say make the poor man no go out. Them say make the poor man sit at home. Them say make the poor man no go out. Some big don't come out for road. Some big don't come out for street. Some big don't do the people. My people suffer. My people hunger. They no get the food. They no get the light. They no get the money. My people come cry. They no fish stay. Hunger too much. But $30 don't donate 1 billion. Aliko Dangote donate 2 billion. Dr. Paul Lenche don't donate 2 billion. Atiku Abubakar donate 50 million. But hunger won't kill my people. Poor man no see 10 kobo. Abdul Samed Rabi you donate 1 billion. How about we go donate 1 billion? 10 kobo no rich poor man. Hunger won't kill Nigerians. For the matter, nobody wanna talk about it for the matter. They can believe you say tomorrow he go better. Because some get food to chop the feel and then be yoga. Oh yeah, she be yoga. Audio government, audio president, audio ministers, audio senators, audio government, audio president, audio governors, audio commissioners. My people suffer for nothing. My people die for hunger. My people suffer for nothing. My people sit at home. Audio promises. Corona no kill Nigerians. Zombie killing Nigerians. Hunger killing Nigerians. NNPC donate 11 billion. GTB donate 1 billion. Access Bank donate 1 billion. Zenith Bank donate 1 billion. Billion. Poor man no see 10 kobo. Chimovia donate 1 billion. Segun Abaje donate 1 billion. Two-Face Idibia can donate 10 million. Plenty people don't donate plenty billions. Don't happen. Shine your eye. Some big stupid person for war. Some big bad people for area. Hunger don't show people big. Hunger don't give people yawa. Die. You to die in every day. Why rich man donate to government? This donation don't make sense. Why rich man no donate to poor? Why rich man no go give the poor? All your government, all your president. For the matter, nobody there safe now overnight. If you just stand up, for the matter, I got on the money. But $30 don't donate 1 billion. Aliko Dangote donate 2 billion. Dr. Paul Enenche don't donate 2 billion. Atiku Abubakar donate 50 million. But hunger won't kill my people. Poor man no see them cover. Abdul Samed Rabi donate 1 billion. How about we go donate 1 billion? No rich poor man. Hunger won't kill Nigerians. For the matter, nobody wanna talk about it for the matter. They can't believe you say tomorrow you go better. Because some get food to chop, they feel them be yoga. Oh yes, be yoga. For the matter, nobody there safe now overnight. If they just stand up, for the matter, I got done be the man too. Madam done be the man too. Some be don't come out for road, some be don't come out for street, some be don't beat the people. My people suffer, my people hunger, they no get the food, they no get the light, they no get the money. My people come cry, they no fish stay, hunger too much. Jewish mix. Oh na na na, Rasta man, I don't wanna follow them. I need a freedom. I want a freedom. Oh Lord, I need a freedom. As I need a freedom. Oh no no, we want a freedom. Hey, we need a freedom. In our life we need a freedom. Rasta man, no they mind them. I know they look them face. All I got is my improvement. Everybody go hear me. We need the freedom. We want the freedom. We need the freedom. I say freedom city. We all gonna go. Freedom city. Biafra is a freedom city. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Biafra is my nature. Is my country. We need the freedom. We need the freedom. Yeah. All this calamity. All this calamity. Man, no one knows set eyes on it. Oh no, no. They go lie, and I can see. They go stick all them on against you. They go stick poor like against you. Tell me what the man go do for life. We be black in Africa. This and we black in the mind. No one today to help each other. This life now, nobody knows tomorrow. Oh na na, oh na 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 yeah. Oh na 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 na. Look at the innocent people dying. Look at the innocent people dying. Some people dying in the Biafra land. Yeah, we need revenge. We need revenge. We don't want to be in Nigeria again, man. We're going to be a Biafra, the freedom city, when you can come and feel your life, free life, good lives. We be young, but we need the light. Can't you imagine what happen for Lake Lagos? Can you imagine what happen for Niger? Can you imagine what happen for Abakaliki? Can you imagine what happen for Ebonyi State? Can you imagine what happen from Lagos? Can you imagine what happen from Anambra? Can you imagine what happen from Kogi State? Can you imagine what happen for Kaduna? Nigeria don't spoil it. Nigeria don't spoil it. We need the freedom. We need the freedom. All we have to Biafra. All we have to Biafra. Biafra is my nature. Biafra is my land. Yeah. Yeah. My shout out to my Excellency, Chief Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Excellency, the President, the freedom fighter. Much life. Oh na 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 na. Oh na 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 na. Ipob. Yeah yeah. Oh no no. Almighty God to guide us. Almighty God to protect us. We need the freedom. We need the freedom in our land. What about the flammiest man? All of them go die, all of them go die, because Biafra is my nature. Can you imagine what happened for Lagos? On my way for Lagos to Asaba, to gather a lot of cash, to gather a lot of cash, to spend to help our people. Oh nana, oh nana, yeah. Policeman, says they must stop me for road. They ask me, Aroga, where you they go? I look at them now, but I don't mind them now. The black man with the red and black say we never mind. The cheap are selling, we never mind them. The cheap are rugged. I no mind them, I cooperate with them. They take my money, yeah. Those the politicians stay in Nigeria, they go die. Oh na 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 na, oh na na na, oh na na. We be black in America, we be black in Africa, we be black in Asia. No faint trick. Oh na na na, oh na na na. We need the freedom. We want the freedom. Oh no, we need the freedom.